Digging out the trench, we mostly did that by hand. Probably 95% of it was done by hand and 5% done with the front loader of the BX. You can see we're not quite finished with it over here. We're still trimming it out. I'll show you the tools that we used to do this job. The top portion of the soil was kind of soft, and we used the grape hoe for that. That did a good job. We started experiencing some heavier material, some more compacted material, and when we went over to the mattock and we got to the very bottom, we found there was a lot of hardpan, and the mattock just wasn't making the progress we wanted. So we went over to the hammer drill and put in a chisel bit, and that worked great at breaking up the hard clay, hardpan soil that was down about a foot into the trench. Roots weren't too bad up at the top of the driveway. As we came back down here, we started experiencing big roots from a beech tree that's right on the corner here. The roots of this beech tree seem to grow in clusters that intertwine and connect with each other. I mean, it was difficult. Here's the beech tree I'm talking about. Very hard wood to deal with. Tons and tons of overlapping roots. It's a very difficult project. But the way we dealt with it was, first we try the mattock. My friend Richie also used an axe. And what I found worked very well was just using the spade and shaving the edge of the trench. Give me a nice finish, and undermining the roots and exposing the roots. Once they're exposed and have the dirt out from around them, you can cut them off with a saw, reciprocating saw or hand saw. So that worked out good for us. The smaller roots we encounter, we use the lopping shears to cut them out of the wall. I encountered some roots that I knew were going to give me some trouble. They're sticking out into the trench, and when we come to use the compactor, the plate compactor, they're going to be scraping into our arm. So we want to get rid of them. And what I did, I undermined it with this is a masonry bit from my hammer drill. I just Poked all around, got out as much dirt as I could. Did both of them. You can see I was able to get probably about 5-6 inches out from the soil. What I'm going to do next, I'm going to be using a hose. Try and squirt away any dirt that's remaining on that. And then after that, I'm going to take my circular saw, the one I used to cut up the retaining wall and cut the slices in the retaining wall. That $8 blade has been a godsend, I tell you. I don't care what happens to it. It saved me so much friggin' work, it's unbelievable. So that's the plan for these roots. Well, 4 minutes of using the hose like a water jet knocked out a lot of dirt. And I was able to use the circular saw, cut off the roots. Did a pretty good job. Reciprocating saw would be the best tool to use, but if you don't have one, you could use a circular saw. Just figure you're going to waste the blade. Got all those roots out. That took me about 10 minutes.